London defined property success for 50 years, until now. Today, nearly 15% of London homeowners are selling at a loss, new build owners face disaster, and prime boroughs like Westminster and Kensington have lost up to a quarter of their value. This is not a blip. It is a fast-moving collapse that could trap owners and devastate buyers. What forced one of the world's hottest markets into freefall? The answers will change everything you thought you knew about London real estate. London's average home now costs £553,000, more than double the UK average of £271,000. But behind that headline, the market has split wide open. Flats and maisonettes, which make up much of inner London, have fallen 3.7% in a single year, dropping to an average of £433,000. By contrast, detached homes, rare in the city centre, have actually risen 1.1%, now averaging over £1.15 million. This divide is not just about price, it is about who is losing out. New build flats, once the poster child for London's property boom, have become toxic assets. Sales of new build properties have collapsed by 84% year on year, as buyers walk away from high service charges, safety defects, and the threat of cladding bills. The numbers paint a city in retreat. While national prices inch up, London's most common homes are sinking. For sellers, the risk of loss is now highest in the country. For buyers, the supposed London premium has turned into a warning sign. The data leaves little doubt. London property is no longer a safe bet, and the fallout is just beginning. A London flat was once a symbol of security. Now, for thousands, it's a financial trap with no escape. Owners who bought new builds in the last decade face losses that go far beyond the headlines. In Hammersmith and Fulham, 2/3 of new build flat owners sold at a loss in 2025. The stories behind those numbers are brutal. A flat in Feltham, bought for £175,000 just a few years ago, is now worth £70,000, more than half its value wiped out. In Wimbledon, a £220,000 purchase now draws auction bids of £130,000, leaving owners staring at a six-figure hole. The pain isn't just about falling prices. Once the developer's 10-year warranty runs out, hidden defects surface, cladding failures, soaring service charges, and safety bills that can reach £20,000 or more. Leaseholders, many first-time buyers, find themselves liable for costs they never imagined. Some are forced to sell at auction, others simply walk away, their deposits and dreams gone. For every lucky seller who gets out with a small loss, dozens are left underwater, trapped by mortgages larger than their flat's value, with no way to remortgage or move on. The numbers don't capture the anxiety, the sleepless nights, or the sense of betrayal. They only hint at the wreckage left behind by London's broken promise. April 2025 brought a turning point few anticipated. The government abolished the non-dom tax regime, ending decades of special treatment for wealthy overseas residents. Within weeks, high-end estate agents saw a wave of luxury listings as foreign owners rushed to exit. The stamp duty surcharge for investors climbed to 5%, erasing thin profit margins and freezing buy-to-let demand. For anyone buying a second property in London, the cost of entry soared overnight. Developers, already struggling to sell new flats, watched interest evaporate further. The mansion tax scheduled for 2028 cast a long shadow. Properties valued over £2 million face annual levies between £2,500 and £7,500, a direct hit to thousands of central London homes. Even before the tax arrives, speculation alone has driven down prices at the top end, with buyers holding off and sellers forced to discount. Remote work has changed the city's gravitational pull. As more professionals stay away, the demand for central flats has withered. Layered on top is a demographic transformation. 50 years ago, white British residents made up 85% of London's population. Today, that share stands at just 37%. The city's economic and social makeup has shifted, while the policies meant to stabilise the market have only accelerated its fragmentation. London's housing pain is no accident. It is the result of a chain reaction of policy decisions, each one deepening the divide between winners and losers. Buyers aren't just leaving central London, they are heading east and south, redrawing the map of demand. Havering is up 5.2%. Bromley is up 6% over the past year. These outer areas have become magnets for families and first-time buyers priced out of the city's core. The Elizabeth line has turned a long commute into a direct ride, making places like Romford and Abbey Wood newly attractive. Detached and semi-detached homes, more common in these outer zones, are rising in value, while inner London flats sink. For many, it is a simple calculation. A 3-bedroom house in Havering or Bromley costs less than a small flat in Kensington, with more space and a garden thrown in. But there is a catch. Owners are trapped in a falling central market and cannot simply trade down. Selling a £1 million flat in Zone 1 now means accepting a 6-figure loss, then facing stamp duty and fees just to move further out. The so-called London ladder has broken. Demand is flowing outwards, but for thousands stuck in negative equity, escape is out of reach. Landlords once counted on rising rents to cover their costs, but that safety net has vanished. In just 1 year, average London rents dropped by over £2,100, slashing incomes for investors already squeezed by higher mortgage rates and surging service charges. The removal of mortgage interest relief has pushed many into negative cash flow, turning what was once a reliable income stream into a monthly drain. For those holding prime properties, the outlook is even bleaker. Sales of homes priced above £2 million have collapsed, with transaction volumes down 34%. Luxury flats and townhouses now linger on the market for 6 months or more, with some listed for 180 days and still attracting no offers. International buyers, especially golf investors who once snapped up central London trophy homes, are redirecting their capital to Dubai and Miami, where yields are higher and taxes lower. The result is a market where even the wealthiest owners are desperate to exit, but there are few takers. For landlords and high-end investors, the numbers simply do not add up anymore. The era of easy profits in London property has ended, replaced by a slow, grinding loss that no tax break or rent increase can reverse. Investors who once saw London as untouchable are now moving their money at speed, chasing returns that the capital can no longer offer. In Manchester and Birmingham, rental yields of 6 to 8% are drawing in buyers who would never have looked north a few years ago. By comparison, London's average yield struggles to reach 3 or 4%, barely enough to cover rising costs. The smart money isn't just leaving central London behind, it is targeting outer boroughs like Sutton, Ilford and Uxbridge, where prices have held steady and future growth looks possible. These areas, once overlooked, now offer a way out for those unwilling to gamble on a falling market. But the biggest moves are coming from those waiting for distress. With repossessions expected to spike as mortgage rates bite, seasoned investors are preparing to snap up properties at discounts of 20 to 30%. They know the window will not stay open forever, but for now, patience and cash are king. One warning echoes through every professional circle: avoid new build flats at all costs. Over the last 2 decades, nearly 40% have sold at a loss. The new build premium has turned into a liability, and even deep discounts cannot erase years of hidden costs and falling values. For those who act fast and think tactically, the collapse of London's old order is a rare chance to profit, but only if you know where to run. London's property market now stands as a warning, not a promise. As policies tighten and buyers look elsewhere, every sale at a loss echoes a new reality. Even the safest bets can turn. The question is, who is willing to adapt before the next correction hits? Share your thoughts below.